Well, hello everybody. Bug Eater 64 here. And today I'm going to do a test flight from San Francisco International to Half Moon Bay in X-Plane 1153 of the Rotorsim EC135. This is a wonderful little freeware helicopter. I've had some issues though trying to get her started, but I was able to um, and I'm not sure why it happened. It seemed like when I did get it started, every time I tried to do a flight, I would get a crash to desktop. So what I did was go through the log, and there was some conflict. It seemed between my X-Pilot and the EC135. Now that being said, I haven't used my X-Pilot in months. So I went ahead and deleted it from X-Plane. If I ever need it, I'll go ahead and load it back up. But as soon as I did that, had no issues getting the EC135 started and did this little test flight. It's a cloudy day in San Francisco and a little bit windy. So let's just see how things went. All right. See you inside the helicopter.
Okay, well, here we are. And we got that alarm going off. And while I was busy, I had a couple issues with controllers, my USBs, so I had to reset them. And that's why this just kind of continued on and on and on. So we'll get it off here as soon as we get things going. But we're sitting at San Francisco International, and the parking spot that they put me on is actually, in the real world, this is where some of the helicopter stuff is. It's over by U.S. Coast Guard hangar, and they've got me parked on a slope. So we'll see how that goes when I go to lift and fly this bird. But, we'll get the little lady going. Alright, starting up the engine number one. And the scenery we're going to be looking at today is Mr. X Scenery of San Francisco. And then I also have a third-party software for Half Moon Bay, which is just as pretty as it can be. But it's a very cloudy day. Skies are gray, so I'm not sure how much we're going to get to see how pretty things are. But the one thing I do really enjoy about X-Plane 2 is the fact that if I want to fly underneath a bridge, I can fly underneath the bridge without getting killed. So, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. So let's get ready to lift off. Engines are running, everything's in the green, it's all looking good. And we'll get this little lady in the sky and just see how things are. Because I'm completely in the dark when it comes to the trim system. So we're going to do some experimenting, so things could get a little bit jerky and ugly, but we'll get it done. So lifted off okay, a little bit tender doing that, being on that slope, but it's all right. So then we're going to swing to the right, just so we can take a bit of a look at the airport and slowly get the helicopter under control as I'm working with the trim. Yep. We'll get things going here. And so we got things started. All right, we're gonna get a little lower altitude because I like looking at scenery, and head for the Oakland Bay Bridge, and then we're gonna fly. We're gonna fly under it, and we're also gonna fly under the Golden Gate if everything goes well. Which actions are really kind of frowned upon in the real world without special permission. And I could have gone to Half Moon Bay just by, if we'd made a left-hand turn right here, go right over the top of the hills and been there, but I wanted to do a little scenic flight and get a little air time in this aircraft just to kind of feel her out, see how she does. Controls feel a little bit twitchy, and I may be able to do some adjustments in my control settings to help that. We'll have to wait and see. But for a first flight, she seems to be working fine. And this is the first flight I've been able to complete with this aircraft without crashing X-plane to desktop. So some of the changes I made with my plugins appear to be helping. And this is pretty typical of California this time of year around San Francisco, with patchy clouds, gray days. Just starting into summer. So that's the Oakland Bay Bridge up in front, ahead of us. And the 135's got a stability assist system that I'm not really used to or very knowledgeable about. So this is why I'm kind of playing with the trim a bit. So, but we seem to got things under control now, and she's flying quite well, actually. City of San Francisco. Okay, so that's City of San Francisco to our left. Alcatraz Island, the prison, is dead ahead of us. And then we'll be making a slight left turn, head to the Golden Gate. And there is a helicopter landing area on Alcatraz, but I'm not going to stop there today. We'll just kind of wave as we go by. It is the Rock. Closed down as prison. I think the last prisoner left in 1962. It was actually used as a prison as far back as the war between the North and the South, also known as the Civil War, and also the War of Northern Aggression. All depends on what part of the United States you come from and how it's related. So we are now approaching the Golden Gate. And as you can see, there's not a lot of sunshine today. Under we go, and make our left turn to head down the coastline there and head for Half Moon Bay. And we'll head out just beyond the beach there and down the coast a little bit. And you can tell by watching her how she gets a little bit bobbly from time to time. That's the wind. It's pretty breezy out here. That wind, basically it's coming from, 270, and it's probably running anywhere from 13 to 20 plus knots of breeze. So it's going to be interesting trying to keep the helicopter facing down the runway. Won't be long now. get around this point here, you should be able to see the radome that is setting for communications. And there's a weather station too, so they've got a big weather dome. Whoops. We got hit that time. All right. So just get past this little hill and we should see the runway. Is low cloud cover. We're about minimums for VFR, but no issues. We'll get down. That breeze is definitely going to make it more difficult to keep her on the runway, but we're a helicopter, so what the heck. We don't need no stinking runway. Yeah, it's really pushing us. And we just touched the skid down a little bit there. But welcome to Half Moon Bay. Yeah, this is going to be interesting trying to hover taxi here. I've got a lot to learn about this helicopter. doesn't like to pedal turn. It's probably just me trying to figure things out. Okay, and then there's the fuel tanks. Oh, yep, hello trim. Almost bounced a tail boom on that one. Yeah, let's put it over here on this open space. Kind of see how things work here. Alright, let's set her down right here. Well, we made it safe and sound. May not have been the prettiest landing in the world, but we are here. And I want to welcome you all to Half Moon Bay.
Alrighty then. Well, here we are at Half Moon Bay, and we got her landed. Some issue. If I want to use this helicopter, I really gotta get used to how the trim system works, because you saw had some real problems with that in the beginning. Once we got flying, everything was fine, and then when we came in, I released the trim, and you saw I almost smacked the tail boom on the ground, but we got away with it. Um, Not a bad flight at all, and the weather held up for us, so everything went well. And with that, what can I say? No real complaints. Uh, you basically you need to do a little study so you can learn the systems, but it's not a hard aircraft to fly. Anyway, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm glad you came along. If you like the content or would like to see more of the content, please press that subscribe button, hit that little notification bell, and whenever I post another flight or content onto YouTube, you'll be notified. And I sure appreciate you coming along for the ride. So until next time, this is Buggy64, and as always, safe flying.